Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar today. My name is Terry Mock, I'm COO at Cybba. I will be your host for this session titled Going Digital at Crain Communications. Marketers are feeling increasing pressure to deliver measurable performance, expand across digital channels, achieve KPIs and ROI, and all this while also doing their day jobs. Resources are squeezed and teams are stretched thin. How do you do more with less and meet your revenue targets? Today, we're happy to speak with Crain Communications, a multi-industry publishing powerhouse. I'm sure you're familiar with their well-recognized business and trade publications, including Ad Age, Automotive News, Auto Week, and Modern Healthcare, just to name a few. We're going to hear about Crain's transformation to digital. We'll learn about Crain's strategies and successes over the last 18 months as they promoted 9 of their major brands online, all without additional staff or resources. Before we get started, let me cover a few housekeeping items. If you're tweeting with us, tweet using the handle @Cybba Inc. and the hashtag #GoingDigital. We will have time for questions at the end of the webinar, so please submit your questions in the chat box available on your screen. Finally, we're recording this webinar and we'll make it available to you for later playback and sharing. Let me introduce our speakers for today's session. Alia Samhat is the Acquisition Marketing Manager at Crain Communications on the corporate audience team. The acquisition team focuses on acquiring new subscribers to Crain's print and digital products, growing their email lists, and driving web registration across various touchpoints, such as email, web, and social media. Welcome, Alia.
Thanks, Terry.
We also have with us Julia Crawford. Julia is Digital Account Manager at Cybba. She manages the Crain Communications partnership. Her team runs a wide array of strategic campaigns for Crain that drive qualified traffic, increase engagement at various customer touchpoints, and acquire new subscribers. Welcome, Julia.
Thank you, Terry.
The agenda for today's session focuses on a few key challenges. One we've heard from many of our customers. They tell us, we want to make a push to digital in our marketing. How can we quickly and efficiently achieve this and stay on track with everything else on our plates? Well, Alia will tell us more about Crain Communications and also their challenges that they faced in their digital transformation. Next, we'll provide a quick overview of Cybba and our full customer journey approach to drive more online traffic and conversions. And finally, we'll go over 4 case studies that highlight marketing campaigns we implemented across Crain's publications, including their specific challenges, strategies, and performance. Alia, can you get us started?
Absolutely. Thanks, Terry, for the introduction. To give an overview, Crain Communications is a global media and publishing company with headquarters based out of Detroit, Michigan. We have a total of 23 brands with daily newsletters in over 30 markets across the US and Canada. Our Crain teams are comprised of content experts who connect brands to executive level audiences. Our teams are diverse and include award-winning writers, editors, marketers, and designers that are delivering news and insights daily to their target markets. Our brands currently reach more than 6 million global business leaders with our content. And currently, Crain is in its 103rd year of being a media and publishing company and is continually looking for new opportunities to expand the business in the digital age, broaden our reach, and grow our audiences. When first looking to partner with Cybba, we initially wanted to get beyond the 4 walls of our website and to really be able to reach our users throughout their entire life cycle on the web and be able to retarget those users in other spaces based on their user experience. We first launched with Cybba in October of 2017 just across 3 brands, and over the course of 18 months have been working with their team to expand this partnership to now include the 9 different brands you see here. Each of these brands are currently running a custom combination of both audience and conversion driving tools, which both myself and Julia will speak to more in depth today. But first, I'd like to give an overview of just some of the other challenges our teams have faced in executing these large-scale marketing efforts within the publishing industry due to both limited resources and competing business priorities. Prior to working with Cybba, we hadn't launched any digital marketing outside of our Crain websites and/or across our social media channels. We didn't have any internal solution for retargeting our existing website traffic, and we hadn't yet fully launched a large-scale paid social media campaign solely for driving conversions. This had become even more of a challenge for our corporate team as we'd been newly restructured to facilitate all new acquisition growth across all of our 23 brands. So it was really imperative for us to find the right partnership that could both execute our digital marketing strategy at scale while also giving us the flexibility to test campaigns, creative, audiences quickly and fluidly to really maximize our results and our exposure.
Well, thanks, Alia, for that overview and the challenges you faced. Just to give a quick background on Cybba's offerings, we're a fully managed, performance-based tech stack that drives quality new traffic and uplifts in online conversion. Our solutions provide multiple touch points across the engage and convert site visitors. When I say fully managed, what I mean is that we handle all aspects of campaign setup, launch, management, and optimization. Our team includes experts in campaign management, creative design, media trading, analytics, and technical configuration. We give our partners the flexibility to ramp up their digital capabilities quickly and efficiently. So when we began work with Crain Communications, we recognized the barriers they were facing to take their brands digital. From there, we applied Cybba solutions and customized campaigns that maximize the digital channels for each brand and enabled each publication to achieve their specific business goals. As for the Cybba platform, we have an array of tools to support both user acquisition and customer conversion. On the user acquisition side, we drive highly qualified traffic to publisher sites through display ads, paid social, search engine marketing, and mobile app downloads. On the customer conversion side, we have tools to re-engage traffic before an abandonment takes place. For customers that show interest but end up abandoning, we serve retargeting ads to drive them to convert. Now, because our platform offers the exclusive combination of conversion tools in addition to user acquisition tools, we have the ability to engage customers throughout their customer journey. This enables us to maximize our partners' digital efficiency by ensuring they are getting the most out of their investment. So Crain leverages a custom combination of Cybba's user acquisition and conversion tools. And today our focus will be to discuss a success story per brand that you see here. We're focusing on campaigns that highlight paid social, SEM, on-site engagement, and display retargeting. I'm going to hand off to Julia and Elliot now.
Great, thank you, Terry. First, we're going to focus on a paid social campaign we ran for Ad Age with the goal to drive new traffic and convert users through both Facebook and Instagram.
Thanks, Julia. To just give some background of why our teams were looking to create this kind of Facebook and Instagram campaign across social media is we wanted to create a really well-rounded, product-focused social campaign to both drive brand awareness and new subscribers to the Ad Age brand. We chose to test this campaign specifically for Ad Age due to their large social media following, high volume of social referral traffic, and organic engagement. Ad Age had previously tested boosting their editorial content across social to drive traffic to their site, but nothing hyper-focused on subscriptions. So this campaign was truly the first of its kind for us, and we chose Ad Age because we knew their followers were already highly engaged across both Facebook and Instagram and would be more likely to drive conversions across these channels and these touch points.
Exactly, Alia. We saw Ad Age as a great opportunity to test a paid social campaign due to their highly engaged user base and their dynamic and eye-catching creative assets. All these factors led us to the conclusion that we could have great success in converting this audience into subscribers and ultimately learning more about who this audience is. To give you some background on our campaign with Crain's Ad Age, we ran a 60-day test focusing on subscriptions as our primary KPI and brand awareness as our secondary. We launched with an engaging set of creatives as well as highlighted an offer to entice users to subscribe. We thought that the already highly engaged audience would not only interact with this fantastic creative, but ultimately convert due to the offer that was being highlighted. Throughout the campaign, we continued to optimize towards these goals by seeing which creatives performed the best and which audiences were converting the most. Paid social campaigns are very interesting due to how much you can learn about an audience from a single campaign. Since Facebook and Instagram are largely where people spend most of their time, we're able to interact with a high number of users due to the inherent high viewability and engagement rates of a campaign. Along with the direct users we are targeting, we're also then get exposure to their friends through likes, comments, and shares. This automatically increases our reach and puts us in contact with users who are likely very similar to our initial audience. Due to all these factors, we're not only able to reach more qualified users who are likely to engage and convert, but Facebook also allows us to learn more about the demographics, interests, and location of this audience that can then be applied to more marketing campaigns in the future. Overall, the Ad Age paid social campaign, we saw fantastic performance through both an engagement and conversion standpoint. We were able to reach almost 600,000 unique users over the 60 days who engaged with the content through likes, comments, and shares. Additionally, this drove over 10% of total subscriptions, leading to an additional 17% in recovered revenue.
Thanks, Julia. In terms of the results, our Ad Age team, our brands, and our corporate team were very pleased, especially since this was the first time we saw this type of revenue and conversions from social, and not only conversions, but that deeper insight into our overall engagement and traffic. Also, the insights from this campaign that Cybba provided us really helped our teams better understand our audiences in this space, how they interact with our branded content, what types of creative and messaging were most impactful, who converts on what kind of device types, and what audiences overall are most likely to convert, which is information that can help us beyond just this one campaign, beyond social media, and is information we've shared out to our brands as well to utilize in their everyday marketing initiatives.
Great, thanks, Alia. Next, we're going to focus on a campaign we ran for Detroit business with the goal to drive new traffic and convert users through search engine marketing.
Just to set this up a little bit and give some context, one of the challenges for our brands was finding a way to connect a user with the exact content and information they're searching for the moment they're searching for it. So with the launch of the SEM campaign for Crain's Detroit Business, we were able to match the user's search intent with the Crain's Detroit Business membership product that matched what they were looking for. This really allowed us to position our content in a more efficient and effective way and really showcase what types of news content our brand offers in a more direct way while creating that overall brand awareness and driving those subscriptions home.
Exactly, Alia. We're really excited to launch this SEM campaign for Crain's Detroit Business since it was something completely new to the brand and the potential engagement and subscriptions it could drive to the site. For a little background, search engine marketing is the process of purchasing paid search listings to drive traffic to a website. With these campaigns, we go beyond driving clicks and awareness by tying our search marketing campaigns back to clear direct response goals, such as driving new subscriptions in this case. We ran a 90-day campaign with Crain's Detroit Business, focusing on subscriptions as our primary KPI and brand awareness as our secondary. We ran the campaign with a range of strategies, working with the Crain Communications team and a dedicated trader at Cybba to align our keywords across targeting, ad copy, and landing pages. This allowed us to drive towards the desired campaign goals and produce the highest Google quality score. By aligning keywords across the entire user journey and developing clear, focused campaigns, we lowered Crain's Detroit Business's overall cost per click and ranked higher in the engine search results. As these campaigns continued to run, we adjusted our strategies to blacklist low-performing keywords, test new ad copy, and also add new keywords based on what people were entering into their searches. For SEM campaigns in general, we're looking for a high average position, meaning our ads will rank top on search results when the keywords that have entered have been identified in the search engine. This leads to a high impression volume, meaning people who are actually seeing the ads, as well as higher click-through rates when compared to other digital tactics. The campaign yielded fantastic engagement with a click-through rate of almost 7% and also contributed an additional 2% of subscriptions. Therefore, not only did we increase the number of people who were actually getting to Crain's Detroit Business site, but we were also able to see conversions that actually came from these click-throughs.
Absolutely. This was a great campaign for Crain's Detroit Business. And the SEM campaign, we also tested out on other Crain brands. And we were just really able to drive that considerable traffic directly to our subscribe pages with this campaign. And it also helped us navigate users more quickly that were searching for relevant content to land right on that membership offer to Crain's Detroit business, and helped us drive traffic and conversions that way. This campaign also helped us identify those top performing industry keywords for our market, which was insightful information for our teams and information they didn't have previously.
Next, we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about a campaign we ran for automotive news that focused solely on the customer conversion side of our business through the use of our on-site engagement tool.
Awesome. So another challenge that I want to talk about that we were facing across all of our brand websites were how to address website abandonment rates and how could we lower them when users were still on our subscribe pages and interested in our content and our products. Keeping their attention was key, and offering a reason for them to stay on our site and re-engage in the product they were interested in was really our sole purpose in this campaign. So this was an opportunity for us to really test out that real-time engagement solution that had the power to lower our overall abandonment rates and drive subscriptions. We also specifically decided to test this campaign out for automotive news, especially because they're one of our brands with the highest site traffic, so we knew this campaign would be powerful and impactful for the brand.
Exactly, Alia. Knowing the high traffic of the automotive news subscribe page and its high abandonment rate, we knew this was a great opportunity to launch our on-site engagement tool. As I'm sure we all know from our own experiences, people are often distracted when shopping online. Our key goal with an on-site engagement campaign is to keep users in session and in the buying mindset. As you can see here, here's the example we used for automotive news on-site creative that we had fire on the subscribe page. Using our JavaScript, we're able to identify when a user is trying to abandon the page and then fire a creative that will entice the user to stay in session and convert. Our creatives can focus on key value drivers or even promotions to coax the user into staying on-site and completing their purchase. For the automotive news campaign, we focused on value drivers to keep the user within the checkout process and also a native, on-brand look and feel to make the experience as non-invasive as possible. This tool is a real-time engagement solution. Therefore, Cybba's attribution is very real-time as well. We aim to convert our users within the same session that they reach that subscribe page. Our campaign converted 23.5% of total subscriptions, contributing an additional 11.7% in recovered revenue that would have otherwise been abandoned.
Thanks, Julia. We were really excited to see the impact and the results from this automotive news campaign. These on-site engagement campaigns have overall been very successful for our brands and not just for automotive news. And we were able to really see a significant decrease in our abandonment rates across those subscribe pages, increased conversions, and recovered revenue, all while creating a very fluid, responsive, and unified customer experience.
Yeah, I completely agree, Alia. It was great to see this on-site just work so fluidly on the site, and then also the return that it had for you guys overall with automotive news.
Absolutely.
Last but not least, we'll look at Crain's Chicago business. The goal of this campaign is to re-engage traffic that has left the site without completing a subscription using ads retargeting.
Absolutely. To just give a little bit of background of another one of the challenges all of our brands face, and even across so many industries, is how to continue to capture your audience's attention after they've left your site. More and more, we're seeing across almost every industry, retargeting ads based on what we look at on our phones, what brands we're connected to, and what we're interested in. We wanted to be in that same space and create a similar experience for our users with our brands and our products. We also wanted to continue to reinforce our brand messaging, value proposition, and remind our users of who we are, what we offer, even when they weren't directly on our sites, which this campaign really helped us achieve.
Exactly. We were very excited to launch this campaign as well, since we knew that retargeting abandoned traffic had been a challenge for the Crain's brands across the board. The goal with display retargeting is to keep your brand top of mind to those users who have recently abandoned your site and ultimately recapturing this existing traffic that you've already worked so hard to bring to your site in the first place. Our in-house trading team analyzes site setup and performance, blacklist and whitelist sites, and adjust bids to win high quality and high converting ad inventory across the internet. The goal for Chicago Businesses campaign is to customize the experience based on each user's experience on the site and level of intent. For example, did they just hit a paywall, or did they get all the way to the first form page of a subscription? Our team can then tailor the messaging and bidding strategy based on where they actually abandoned the site. This in turn leads to a higher click-through rate as well as higher conversion rates overall. A successful ads retargeting campaign is defined by a high number of impressions and also the number of conversions you are able to drive through these interactions. Over the 1-year time frame, we have served about 2.7 million impressions, reaching an estimated 675,000 people. This resulted in driving an additional 13% of total subscriptions for Chicago business and 14.7% of total recovered revenue.
Thanks, Julia. This ad retargeting campaign for Crain Chicago Business and even the other brands have been one of the most successful campaigns we've run in terms of driving conversions and being able to convert interested users into actual subscribers. Also, we made some modifications to the creative of these campaigns throughout their life cycle to make them more subscription focused, where we targeted the users with the same offer they abandoned from with specific messaging and creative related to that specific offer, which really made this campaign even more impactful and offered a more customized user experience.
Definitely.
Well, thanks, Alia and Julia, for these great examples. I know we've built a strong partnership in the last 18 months, but the campaigns we ran for 9 of Crain's major brands, we generated close to 4,000 subscriptions and covered over 400,000 in revenue, all without taxing Crain with additional staff or resources. So let's just summarize the key lessons learned.
Great. So I know Alia would agree with me, but I know over the last 18 months, we have definitely learned so much from our partnership and have a ton of key takeaways of what we've learned. But here are just a few that we wanted to hit on that we think could be applied to not only the publishing industry, but all other clients in general. So throughout the last 18 months of our partnership with Crain, we have worked hand in hand to identify the challenges the various brands were facing and customize campaigns that overcame their challenges and ultimately contribute to the overall subscriptions and brand awareness. This was achieved through a crawl, walk, run mentality. We worked with Alia and her team to identify challenges they were facing, launch each of these campaigns that would help overcome their challenges, optimize the various tactics based on performance, and then ultimately expand further with more campaigns to continue to add value. This mentality is how we strategically expand our clients and ultimately drive the most value. We work from the bottom up with our clients to ensure that we are creating the most strategic campaigns to drive towards your goals in the most efficient way possible. As we expanded and optimized these campaigns, we also focused on the importance of testing. Whether it was A/B testing new creatives, ad slots, or ad copy, we used as many tests as possible to ensure that we were offering the most engaging content that would therefore produce the best results for Crain.
Absolutely, and I totally agree. In terms of talking about that committed partner relationship and being an extension of your team, I think it's really important when working with a partner that you're first clear about your business objectives, your goals, and how your teams operate. Since Cybba really understood the complexity of our brands and the structure of our teams, they could really provide us with the solutions that worked best for us and helped execute our campaigns effectively, timely, and seamlessly. It also made this partnership just feel like that total extension of the Crain team and allowed us to rely on their expertise while also being able to stay true to our brand guidelines and objectives. We also had very clear communication and built-in expectations along the way, which allowed their team to maximize the results for us and gave us the opportunity to provide our brand feedback and make changes to campaigns quickly when we needed to. So our Crain team really felt confident that the Cybba team of experts would be able to really execute multiple campaigns for us while growing our presence and increasing our conversions across web and social media in a way we really couldn't just do on our own.
Yeah, I completely agree, Alia. And kind of the last key takeaway that we wanted to focus on was just how important performance was throughout all of these campaigns. We always established what our main KPIs were before we launched any of these campaigns, and we made sure that we were driving towards those with all of our tactics. We looked to establish key performance indicators prior to launching so that we're completely in line with the client's goals. This ensures that it's not only a successful campaign, but that we're driving what the client wants most.
Well, great. Thanks so much, Alia and Julia. There's quite a few takeaways from this. We're going to move now to a couple of questions before we wrap up. Please submit your questions into the chat box. I'll just start with one that's come in. What are your future plans to implement the various solutions Cybba has to offer? Let me direct that towards Alia.
Awesome. In thinking of future plans and campaigns for Crain Communications, we definitely like to focus on driving newsletter subscribers and testing that out either in retargeting ads or across social media paid efforts. Our goals in 2019, in addition to driving subscriptions, are also to grow our email newsletter list across all of our brands. And I really think that there's an opportunity for us to do that through the solutions that Cybba has to offer.
Okay, great. The next one that's come through is what kind of key metrics did you use to evaluate success in these campaigns? Julia, can you take a stab at that?
Sure. So as I'm sure you guys noticed as we walked through those 4 examples of the campaigns, we did have very different metrics that we looked at to gauge success, but the one that was constant throughout all 4 of them was really to drive those subscriptions. So when we first started working with Alia and her team, they told us that driving subscriptions was their main challenge and what they really wanted to focus on. So we always made sure that that was a main priority and a performance indicator throughout all of them. But based on what campaign we were running, we also used other metrics to see if it was successful. This kind of varied from click-through rate to impressions to overall engagement with creative. And so depending on what actual campaign we were running would drive what metrics we would also look at to value success.
All right. I think we have time for one last question. This one just came in. What do you think are the key factors in the success of the Cybba Crain partnership? Alia, can you take that one?
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely say that open communication is key, and back to understanding business goals and objectives is what I think makes this partnership well-rounded and successful. We continue to have biweekly status updates with the Cybba team, which allows us to really review campaign performance metrics and make suggestions or edit campaigns and really to talk about our overall strategy. Also, we've had moments where a brand has an idea of something they want to test out in a campaign or change that's currently running, and the Cybba team is always super responsive, receptive, and ready to make those quick edits or adjustments for us, which has allowed these campaigns to really be run smoothly and fluidly. So just that open communication and expectations, I think is key.
Well, thank you. Thank you to both of you. And thanks for everyone for joining us today. You can continue the conversation with us on Twitter or email us at marketing@cybba.com to get more info or to see a live demo of our solutions. Thank you.